we saw the Buffalo Bills have a great 2020 season, and the Baltimore Ravens also finally win in January last year. So I want to propose this question to you, Wyatt. Who is under more pressure going into the 2021 season, the Buffalo Bills or the Baltimore Ravens?
Um, I think Baltimore, because the Bills are just kind of hitting that hot start. Last year was really the first time in a long time that we've seen the Bills be dominant. And the Ravens have had some issues with in January and beyond. They've had some issues winning some games there. So,
One, since Lamar
they
Jackson's
just
been quarterback.
no, but
Yeah, since Lamar Jackson's taken over quarterback, they've won one playoff game.
he's been there for like 3 years, but
Okay,
he's
this is his
he's only
fourth
been a
year.
full-time starter for 2 seasons, and they played Tennessee whenever Tennessee went crazy in that playoffs
So
run. Tennessee almost beat Kansas City and went to the Super Bowl. I mean,
almost
that year that
almost counts
Kansas
in
City
atomic
won.
bombs and hand grenades, not football.
But no, I think that there's more pressure on the Baltimore Ravens because they've been better for longer, and they have had some struggle bus issues with playoff games. So I think the Ravens fall under more pressure. But if the Bills don't produce this year, I think they'll be under that exact same pressure because when you think about it, they're both kind of in the same position.
Right.
Just 2 years apart. If you look 2 years ago, what the Bills are right now is what we thought that the Ravens were back then. So they were this team that came, kind of out of nowhere. They went like 13-3. Both teams went 13-3,
Right.
and then both teams just didn't go all the way in the playoffs that year. So, if the Bills are able to figure it out and they're able to consistently play like they did last year and in the future years, I think that the pressure lies absolutely on Baltimore. But let's say Lamar goes crazy again this year and they start winning games, they win a couple playoff games, maybe get a shot at the Super Bowl. Then I think the pressure falls back on Buffalo. But I think at this moment, the pressure is definitely more on Baltimore.
See, and I think the pressure falls more on the Buffalo Bills because they did make it to the championship game last year, and they're yeah, they made the playoffs the year before, but they were what 8-8 or no sorry, they were 10-6, right? But
Yeah.
they weren't that team, right? Like nobody expected them to do a whole lot. Last year, people expected them to do a whole lot, and when they made it to the AFC Championship game, they beat Baltimore, and they who else did they beat? They played Baltimore. Did they get who did they play in the playoffs? They played the Baltimore and the Chiefs, and that's it.
The Bills, they
I'm
played.
drawing a blank because the Browns played the Steelers, Ravens played the Titans, and then
They
the Chiefs had the bye,
they
right?
played they played the Ravens, didn't they? Because the Chiefs played the Browns
Well,
and they beat the Ravens, and then they played the Chiefs in the AFC Championship and lost.
who did they play in the first round?
They had a bye.
So who did the Chiefs play in the first round? I'm drawing a blank.
Me too. What?
Because we had the Steelers, Browns,
Right.
Ravens, Titans, Bills, Chiefs. We're missing somebody.
Won the Dolphins. They barely missed it. It
Yeah.
was
Shoot.
who was it?
Guys, help us out here.
Right. Somebody commented. What is going on right now?
Let me
It was.
Google it. Sheesh. Now I
Right.
feel dumb.
I know. I'm like, why do I not remember this?
Playoffs 2020 AFC. Here we go. 2020 playoffs. Shoot. Pull up here. Pull up. Dang it, Wyatt. It's your fault, man.